What's going on, my brony brothers? Welcome to the show. We are here to talk about who again? Okay, we're here to talk about my boys, P. Diddy, Michael Saylor, and Donald Trump. Now, you're probably wondering, how do each of these guys invest? What do they have in common? What do they have in common? Why are we talking about all three of them in one video? Well, it's important because, look, they're incredible. They're beasts. All right? So we're going to have a chat with ChatGPT real quick because ChatGPT is love. ChatGPT is life. We're going to talk a little bit with GPT on this shit. So I'm going to actually just pull up GPT right now. And we're going to have a bit of a conversation. We're going to try to have a conversation at least. To the best of our ability overall. Let us make our best attempt, and we'll talk with ChatGPT. One moment, folks. Also, let me sign into the chat real quick. We'll get the chat up here in just a few seconds. My bussy boys. Like, please. I want to put please like the video. I'm going to be a simp. Video and subscribe to the channel. You will get lots of kisses. G-dogs. All right, here we go. I want to pin that real quick. It's a good message to pin. Hola todos. Hola to you, my boy. Whatever the hell you just said. All right, we're going to get the chat up real quick. This will take only a second. My mussy is the bussy, and I don't know why. I don't know why. That kind of guy. How do I undo a possession? What do you mean a possession? What are you talking about, G-Dog? What are you talking about? You're possessed? So Kyle Proctor saying I got cursed by a bow-legged witch. Ooh. Well, the best way to undo a possession is to basically believe that you have the power to break it. That's what I would assume, at least. Chugging Bros said hi. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Tim Smith is in the house. Tim Smith is suggesting my Caleb Hammer of the night is Goth Gold Digger Exploits Beta. Okay, I'm watching that. That sounds hilarious. That definitely sounds up the alley of what this show is. But before we go into those videos, I do want to say thank you to everybody who's viewing. But we do have to check out the portfolios first. So I'm going to do a quick in-depth analysis. We're going to talk to ChatGPT. We're just going to have GPT do the research for us. And I'm going to need GPT to be our research assistant for the night. So ChatGPT, we're here to listen to you. So let's get ChatGPT on the floor. Dictate. Oh, this doesn't give me the ability to talk to it. Turn on temporary chat. What the hell? Tools. Yeah, what the fuck? I want to talk to GPT. Dictate. Okay. So we gotta allow the microphone. Okay, ChatGPT. Are you there? Oh, it doesn't have the ability to do voice. I want to be able to chat with ChatGPT, like idle conversation here. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. So here's how we're going to talk to ChatGPT on this one. Okay. We'll go back to YouTube real quick. But we're going to talk to GPT through the old-fashioned phone. Okay. So Tim Smith's got to go shower, but that's okay. It'll give him time to... I appreciate the input on this one, man. So we got my boy. I just want to say we're really close to getting to that 4,000 watch hour time frame. Really excited about this, you guys. So big shout out to Tim Smith. He's one of the big He's one of the big people who's made this show a lot better. You know, a lot of you guys have made the show better, but honestly, Tim Smith, just you being around, talking, us bouncing ideas off each other, reacting to some funny shit, you've made this channel funnier. And for that, man, I can't thank you enough, brother. Honestly, and also Tim Smith, you've made a lot of people's lives a lot better too, man. I just want to say that too. Seriously. You're transforming America in a good way. So I appreciate it, G. Okay. So we're going to use ChatGPT as a research assistant on this one. We're going to talk about Diddy. And then after we're done about talking to GPT for about 10 minutes, then we're going to roll onto the Caleb Hammer video. Chugging Bros says hi again. I liked and subscribed. Hell yeah, we need more simps. More simps the better, man. We got to have simp subscribers. ChatGPT, are you there? ChatGPT, hello.
Hey, Michael. How's it going? What's on your mind today?
Pretty good, man. I need you to be a research assistant for me right now.
Sure thing. What are we researching today? Let me know what you need, and I'll get right on it.
All right, so I'm doing a show right now. We're talking about P. Diddy. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about Michael Saylor. You know who those guys are, right?
Absolutely. P. Diddy's the music mogul. Donald Trump is the former president and real estate tycoon. And Michael Saylor is known for his big bets on Bitcoin with MicroStrategy. What's the angle you're looking at for your show?
Well, I mean, you're on the show right now. You're talking to the audience. Say hi to the audience.
Oh, hey everyone. Great to be part of the show. Michael and I are here to dive into some interesting topics today, so let's get into it.
It's going to be juicy. It's going to be zesty.
Absolutely. We're bringing all the juice and zest today. Let's make this a fun and insightful discussion. What's our first topic?
I want you to give me some insight into P. Diddy's investments. Did he ever get into any stocks? Like, did he invest in actual stocks, or did he just have his own private companies that he owned or something? Or did he have major stake in a lot of companies? Like, I want to know more about P. Diddy's investments.
P. Diddy, also known as Sean Combs, has definitely been a savvy investor over the years. He's well known for his ventures in the music and entertainment industry, like Bad Boy Records and Revolt TV, but he's also made some strategic investments outside of those. For instance, he's got a significant stake in Ciroc Vodka, which turned into a huge success. He's also been involved in fashion with his Sean John clothing line. While he's more known for these kinds of business ventures, he's definitely dabbled in other investments too. If you're curious about any specific companies or investments, let me know.
You're familiar with all the P. Diddy trials, right? The trial of P. Diddy?
Yeah, I'm aware there's been some legal drama and various controversies surrounding P. Diddy over the years. Are you looking to discuss how those trials might have impacted his business dealings or investments?
Yeah. I'm scared for him, man. Is he going to lose his Ciroc Vodka? Is he going to lose all those cool investments?
It's understandable to be concerned about how legal troubles might affect someone's business ventures. Typically, if there's a significant legal issue, it can put pressure on business relationships and partnerships. But someone like P. Diddy has a pretty diversified portfolio and a strong band, so it often depends on how things play out legally and publicly. We'll have to see how everything unfolds. Hopefully it all works out for him.
Can you look up and see if he owns any stocks? Does he own like publicly traded companies at all?
It looks like P. Diddy's major investments are primarily in private ventures like Ciroc, De Leon Tequila, and his fashion brand Sean John, rather than in publicly traded stocks. That said, he might still have some stock holdings, but they aren't as publicly discussed as his other business ventures. If you want more details on any specific investments, let me know.
Thank you, G-Dog. I appreciate it. Let's move on to Donald Trump. What stocks does Donald Trump own?
Donald Trump's investment portfolio has historically included a mix of real estate, private businesses, and some publicly traded stocks. He's known for his real estate holdings, like the Trump Tower and various golf courses, as well as his media company, Trump Media and Technology Group, which owns Truth Social and is publicly traded under the ticker DJT. While his primary wealth has been in real estate and private businesses, he's occasionally held positions in publicly traded companies. The specifics of his current stock holdings might not always be publicly disclosed, but his financial disclosures during his presidency gave some insight into his investments. If you need more specific or updated information, let me know.
Well, I mean, what public knowledge do you have of like his stock portfolio overall?
Donald Trump's stock portfolio has historically been a mix of various holdings, but most of his wealth is tied up in real estate and his private businesses. Over the years, he's occasionally invested in publicly traded companies, but those details tend to come out through financial disclosures when he was running for or serving as president. During that time, if you want to dive deeper into any specific investments or see how his portfolio might have
It is
evolved,
publicly available though. Like, what are his top 5 holdings? Like, he's got to have like top 5 stock holdings. Like, that has to be known. Like, you should have the ability to know that right now.
it seems that detailed and up-to-date information on Donald Trump's specific stock holdings isn't readily available to the public.
Okay, that's fine.
His financial
Okay, here's the thing. The financial disclosures are there though. Even if it's past information, just use whatever you can get a hold of, all right?
From Donald Trump's past financial disclosures, we know that he had a variety of investments in publicly traded companies. Some of the notable stocks he held included blue chip companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
He also had investments in
No, keep going.
Sure. Alongside those big names like Apple, Microsoft, and Johnson & Johnson, Trump also had holdings in companies like Procter & Gamble and some energy stocks. His portfolio was pretty diverse, reflecting a mix of tech, healthcare, finance, and consumer goods. It's always interesting to see where he places bets.
I do like the Johnson & Johnson. It's interesting that he owns Johnson & Johnson, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know the whole baby oil thing with P. Diddy, right? Did P. Diddy use Johnson & Johnson's baby oil, and how connected? Oh my God. Am I drawing connections?
It's definitely a fun thought to draw connections between these figures and their investments. P. Diddy's use of baby oil is more of a pop culture reference and part of his personal brand or image, while Trump's investment in Johnson & Johnson is more about diversification in solid, well-established companies. It's fun to see how these different worlds can overlap in unexpected ways.
Oh, fuck yeah. That makes me hard.
I'm glad you're enthusiastic about the conversation. If there's anything else you want to explore or any other topics you want to dive into, just let me know.
All right, the last person on the list that we got to talk to. By the way, am I on the Diddy list?
I'm not sure about any lists, but you're definitely keeping things interesting. Who's the last person on the list you want to talk about?
Well, I do want to add a special guest on this one. What was Jeffrey Epstein's stock portfolio?
Jeffrey Epstein's financial dealings were pretty complex and often secretive. He managed money for some very wealthy clients and had a variety of investments, including hedge funds, real estate, and private equity. There isn't a lot of detailed public information about his specific stock holdings, though, since much of his financial activity was private and not fully disclosed. If you want to explore anything else, just let me know.
Damn, dude. I want to know more about how Epstein fucking invested.
Yeah, Epstein's financial world was pretty mysterious, and a lot of details never really came to light. He was known for managing money for ultra wealthy clients and investing in a wide range of assets, but the specifics of his stock portfolio were never fully disclosed. It's one of those things that remains a bit of a mystery.
Yeah.
If you got in.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. All right, one more person, and then I'm gonna go react to some Caleb Hammer videos here in a second. But the last person on the list is Michael Saylor. What is Michael Saylor's stock portfolio besides fucking Bitcoin?
Michael Saylor is definitely famous for his big bet on Bitcoin through MicroStrategy. Besides Bitcoin, MicroStrategy itself is a publicly traded company, and he's heavily invested in that. The company's strategy has been to convert a significant portion of its cash reserves into Bitcoin, making it one of the largest corporate holders of the cryptocurrency. Outside of Bitcoin, MicroStrategy's core business is in enterprise analytics and software, so they're still focused on that sector. If you're curious about any other specific investments or want to dive deeper into a strategy, just let me know.
Well, I appreciate it, but do you know any specific stocks that he holds? Any that he's mentioned or anything that's on public record?
It looks like Michael Saylor's primary and most publicized investment focus outside of MicroStrategy's core business is indeed Bitcoin. There isn't much public information about whether individual stock holdings he might have. His investment strategy seems heavily concentrated on Bitcoin, both personally and through MicroStrategy. If anything changes or if he reveals new investments, that would definitely be interesting to see.
Well, that sucks. All right. Well, Michael Saylor's boring, and Michael Saylor's a grifter because all he cares about is Bitcoin. Jeez. When do you think? Okay, last question for the audience. You've done some deep research on this, I'm sure. Can you give a prediction? This is not for sure, but a prediction based on what you know when Bitcoin will crash, and to what amount will it crash?
Predicting when Bitcoin might crash and to what amount is always tricky since it's such a volatile and unpredictable asset. Its price can be influenced by so many factors: market sentiment, regulatory changes.
Look, I don't want a politically correct answer. I just want your prediction based off the data. Based off what you can see in the data, the patterns. You know that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. That's what you can add to your calculation. You also know that its entire price structure is based on sentiment and rumor. There's no intrinsic value. So when is it going to crash?
I get what you're asking. You're looking for a straightforward prediction. The challenge is that Bitcoin's value is heavily driven by market sentiment and speculation, which makes it inherently unpredictable. While many people believe
I
it will
want a
eventually
firm.
see
Okay, hold on. Just give me a firm prediction. Don't give me any explanation. Give me a prediction. A real prediction to the best of your ability. I'm not asking for. Look, I'm just asking you to do your best, but don't give me any politically correct answers. Just give me a prediction.
All right. If I had to make a speculative prediction based purely on sentiment and historical volatility, Bitcoin could potentially see a significant correction within the next couple of years, maybe dropping below $20,000 if market sentiment shifts dramatically. But remember, this is just a guess and not financial advice.
I appreciate it. Thank you, G-Dog. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a straightforward answer. And I appreciate the financial advice.
You're welcome, Michael. I'm glad I could help. If you need anything else or just want to chat, feel free to reach out. Enjoy your video reactions.
I'm gonna. I got a lot of baby oil. I got a lot of Astroglide.
Haha, sounds like you're all set for a fun time. Enjoy yourself and have a blast with those videos. If you need anything else, not me here.
Thank you, bud. I'll see you in the metaverse.
You got it. See you in the metaverse, Michael. Take care and have a great one.
You're the man, G-Dog. You're the man now, dog.
Thanks, Michael. You're the man too. Have a fantastic time and catch you later.
I am the man. I am the man. Okay, let's watch Tim Smith's beautiful. Let's see, what are we looking at? So what was the title? This is the one. So Tim Smith says my Caleb Hammer of the night is Goth Gold Digger exploits beta husband. I love it. I love this title so much. Let's see here. This is going to disturb me. All right. Let's see what we're watching here. Okay. Tim Smith already went to the shower. Let's see. Garza's on the Diddy list. How'd you know? How'd you know? All right. Let's take a look here.
Pretzel crust from Little Caesars is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, until now. Because stuffed pretzel crust is even greater. That's right, we took that delicious pretzel crust with cheddar cheese sauce and stuffed it. Look at all that melted mozzarella greatness. Stuffed crust and pretzel.
Why doesn't she know?
Sometimes I just can't say no to you.
Listen, you have kind of f***ed up every year we've been together, so I thought, hey, maybe if I just lay out really clear instructions, then it'll go really well. And then it's still f***ed up.
Hoping to make you happy enough to become financial responsible. It hasn't happened
that's
yet.
I don't think that's gonna work.
This is what you do is you justify this stuff by looking at how much you're saving, which is just such a trap.
Download my budgeting app today and take control of your
This is-
money once
dude,
and for all. And for
this
a
is
limited
gonna
time
be a
only, sign up for the
fucking
annual version of
train
Premium
wreck.
and get my cookbook and notebook signed
Yeah.
and mailed directly to you. Link in the description and pinned comment below.
If you guys are having any trouble hearing
Hi,
the
my name's
video,
Karina. I'm
please
30
let me
years
know.
old.
My name is Theo. I am also 30.
But if you guys have any trouble hearing the video, want me to up the volume, just let me know. I'm gonna actually type that in the chat. All right.
We're here from Wisconsin.
And this is Financial Audit.
Thanks for coming down from Wisconsin. What do we do for a living here in front of me? Let's start with you.
We run a circus entertainment company business, so we perform for a living.
Wait a minute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Goth Gold Diggers.
What do you perform?
Is this what I
So-
think it is?
1800, okay.
Fire dance.
I feel like these might be the same people that came down to Coos Bay, Oregon, and did the Freaky Fair. It's like this, like the crazy circus. It's some sort of horror circus. Maybe maybe these are the same people.
Dancing, LED dancing. We also hire.
People sign up for you to LED dance?
Yes.
I just see people
I'm not gonna
do
lie.
that at music festivals for free.
Yeah, we do.
This guy does look like he might have cuck vibes. There's a lot of cuck vibes that I'm feeling from this man. God, I'm feeling and her. She looks like she pegs. She pegs him. I mean, I get pegged, but he wants it. He wants to get pegged, is what I'm saying.
Do that, but we bring it to like a corporate sort of setting and parades, and it's like that, but
You
more
guys walk
commercial.
into corporate buildings.
Yeah, we do.
We go to parties you'd have to pay us to be at.
Yes,
That's the only way we would get in.
Wait,
Yep.
are you guys married?
we are.
Oh.
Married AF.
Huh?
Married AF.
Oh my
How long have you guys been married?
god!
5 years.
That is so fucking cringe. Oh, damn, that is cringy as shit. The pause afterwards was fucking gold. Married AF. Oh god. I think he was trying to sound. I feel like he was trying to sound cool too. I can't.
Wow.
Yep.
How long have you guys been in business together?
I started the
Yeah.
business a year before we met.
Is this not complicated?
Well, it has complications, but that's part of the fun. Like
Part of the fun.
You know, I like it.
It's very fun.
I'm already grossed out by these people.
Okay.
It's a great. To me, it's like I'd
you guys-
rather.
I'm gonna. Okay, so here's the thing. Before we watch this video, I'm gonna guess how much debt they're in. This is called Michael Guesses Based on Appearance. I'm gonna say that their total debt by the end of this video. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna kind of skip to certain parts of the video. I don't think I can watch the entire thing, but I'm gonna kind of do the beginning, kind of go to the middle, and then kind of go to the end. I'm gonna probably watch this in 10-minute spurts, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens here. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna put it in writing. I'm gonna guess that they have 40. This is like, by the way, this is like, you guys have watched the show Price is Right, I'm assuming, unless you guys are from foreign countries out there. But on the Price is Right, you know, you guessed what the amount of the item is that you're trying to. I haven't watched Price is Right in a long time. I forgot how that show works. You select an item. You know what? This is fuck, I'm stupid. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna guess $45,000 that this couple is $45,000 in debt. It's my guess on. Is my guess. All right. So $45,000 in debt is my guess. Let's continue.
They're working together or banging first? Working or banging?
Banging.
Okay,
Definitely
and then you
banging.
just brought her in?
And then, yeah, it was very easy because with her being back in Ontario and me being in Wisconsin, once, oh, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
So we met in Wisconsin doing these circus sort of things. We were at
Sure.
conventions.
Circus convention.
Yep, with fire dancing and juggling and all this fun stuff. And then
She puts it in his butt. That's all I gotta say. She puts it in his butt. Let's
we
keep
were
going.
long distance for about a year, and we would fly to these events and, you know, attend and all
How
that.
successful is this
Hendrix.
business?
Morrison says Diddler.
Well, when it started, it was just a bunch of hippies getting together and,
Yeah.
you know, doing
No,
gigs. Now,
there's barely any businesses that start and are successful like that.
of course.
So,
Now
6 years into the business, right?
Yeah, launching and I mean even doing business before we were in
How are we
LLC.
doing?
So, better than ever, which isn't
Yeah.
good enough. And
correct.
doing better, like all the reasons we have to believe it will work as long as we figure it out. So we're making. Do you want me to tell you how much we're making? I won't.
I would like you to tell me how much we're making.
Yeah, we've got it kind of figured out. If we take like last year's income and go 12 months, we're looking at like $15K each from kind of just business
Not for the year.
for the year. It's
For
not
the
enough.
year.
And
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Guys, what are we doing?
We're loving our lives, Caleb.
Loving your lives.
We're
I mean,
loving our
okay.
lives.
You pay for it.
Well,
how do you keep
here's-
a roof over
Let's
your head?
time out on this one. Okay, 30,000 between the two of them, not between the two of them, total for the both of them. So that's basically $15,000 per individual. It's not good. They're enjoying their lives. Look, if their cost of living is very low, like for instance, maybe they have a house they inherited or already paid off or whatever, and like let's say that their income. Not their income, but their expenses are really, really low. 30,000 between the two, 30,000 total between the two of them is actually reasonable. But if they have a lot of rent, I can't speak today, you guys. I'm sorry. But if they have like high rent payments, maybe a high mortgage payment, maybe a lot of maybe an expensive lifestyle that they lead themselves, then this might be a problem. But if their cost of living is extremely low, they don't have any real bills to pay, this would be okay. It just depends on the situation. However, I have a feeling that these are the same type of millennials that buy stupid shit all the time. Let's keep going. Millennials have a spending problem. This is the one thing I hate about my generation the most, is that millennials just don't know how to stop buying stupid shit. My brother has this problem. He buys so much stupid shit.
$3,000 for the household net.
Well, we live with a roommate who's really great.
Yeah,
so that
you
helps offset
must.
expenses.
and
And
do you
so
rent from them?
no.
No.
Okay.
This is
No.
the first time we've done business on its own without more of a day job.
Yeah.
So
When was the last time we had a day job?
Well, we still do, but we've tapered down the hours.
What's the day job?
We
Together again?
yeah.
Okay, what do you guys do together for a day job? Because $30,000 for a household net is not good enough.
Not great. So we help out a friend's mom's business, and we are basically like putting up real estate signs and removing real estate signs. So it's like
How many hours a week in pay is that?
kind of what we ask for, which is why it's perfect.
It's also variable, right? Like sometimes we have
How
a
much do you bring in a
6-hour
month
day.
from that?
Sometimes we have
How
like a
much do you
10-hour
bring
day.
in a month from that net?
600 from and 800 from me.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Also, her name is
Now-
Karina.
Oh, Karina.
That's okay.
And for that, I think you're also looking at like
Is that net? 1,400 net? And why do you guys
Well, it's
separate so much
cash.
instead of the household? Okay, so net and not being claimed for taxes.
Well-
I'm assuming now that you said that. Great. All right. Great. Really good. All right. Well, we also have an extra 2,500 net coming in on a monthly basis. Wait. Does the business file taxes?
Yes.
um,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Skip ahead a little bit.
At Avis, our only plan
Jesus.
is to make sure you keep yours.
There's only so much I could watch of this so far.
You know what's really fun? Making a website. With
God.
And
I'm going to say this, though. These two are far more tolerable than the COVID guy. The COVID guy pissed me off. He was so fucking annoying. These two are annoying, but they don't seem as bad. I can tolerate these two. In fact, I'm going to bet they have less debt than the COVID guy. Let's see here. Let's go further.
official
Big gig happens in a couple months, then
Okay, we got the current debt. $4,491 on their city card.
like
Oh,
yeah,
God.
we've got a little bit of interest on it, but we've also got the things in our possession to actually use for those shows. So we tried to be smart.
what's the minimum monthly payment?
I would guess like 300.
Because who knows if you can actually make that payment? We'll see. You have to line things up. What are we even purchasing?
plan
Foreign
ahead.
transaction fee, circus space, Pyroterra, Light Toys,
Yeah, those are our props.
Amazon, Stone Harbor Restaurant.
That was a fun gig.
The restaurant?
Well, that was
yeah.
post gig, but yes, we got to go out with all of the performer friends.
Yay. And
Yay.
spend the money we don't,
Don't
have.
business expense.
I think it's dumber. It's dumber than that. We're finally coming up with enough money to do this stuff, and then we're still spending it all on like. If I get the client,
This is called lifestyle inflation. This is something I talk about on the channel a lot. Just because you make more money does not mean you need to spend more money. It's so fucking simple, you guys. Look, making more money, you're obligated to yourself, all right? Your obligation is to make sure that you can maintain your wealth, right? Look, it's good to be a giver. It's good to be a productive member of society. But when you get paid, the first person you need to pay is yourself. Right? So anytime I get dividends, the first person I pay is myself by investing again. Anytime I have extra dough, I pay myself first. You know, you got to pay yourself first. Luckily, my portfolio has become self-sustaining in the sense that my swing trading has given me the ability to not have to put my money into all that shit. But anyway, the point is, Pay yourself first. That's the important lesson that anybody can learn from this. Anyway, let's keep going.
To pay for the meal, it feels great.
Yeah.
But then because I did that, it's easier to be like, oh, we'll just buy the next big thing. And it's
Yeah.
going to be especially that Piraterra group.
Okay,
And then
That's
okay.
going to
all
be
the way up
insane.
to almost 4,500 maxed out.
Okay, so we are doing these LED shows. They're a lot more intense technically. And so we needed a new laptop because one of our pieces of equipment broke. So then we needed a laptop to run the show. So we went to Best Buy the day of the
Oh,
gig.
for f- sake,
not
you didn't
proud
have
of-
a fucking laptop?
Not a good enough one to run
Return
the
it
software.
after the gig then.
Well, it's actually very helpful for the business to run these shows.
Oh my
so
gosh,
we're gonna,
you
gonna
guys
probably
will-
keep it.
You guys are the small businesses that never take off. Because you will justify everything you want.
You're
As-
Oh shit, dude. He's about ready to lay down the Caleb hammer. And he's basically telling him that the problem is it's cool that they have their own business. It's cool that they do all this stuff. They perform, they make a good decent amount of money, it seems, but they seem like they're spending all the money that they take in on frivolous shit like going out to restaurants, and it just seems like a lifestyle of having to impress because they're working with the public, they're working with others, so they have to go. They feel like they're obligated to go out and spend more money and do more things, and it's pretty rough. Let's keep watching though.
It's a business expense forever.
okay.
Forever.
Yeah.
And luckily, I have a little part of that in me.
By the way, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. The more likes we have, the better. The more subscribers we have, the better. We really appreciate it here on the Michael Garza Show, and as George Washington calls it, the Michael Gaza Show. Let's keep going.
We've just luckily ran a pretty successful business, so I can budget it in. But listen, as someone that, like, I'm there with you, so I get it. You will never take off. You will never take off if you just consider this reinvestment into the business forever instead of taking care of this that matters, that lowers the risk, that has that 1-year emergency fund. Guys, you'll never get there. Never, because you will justify everything you want forever as reinvestment into the business.
What you want to do is save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Do a spin and I'll
Customize your
gift
car
for
insurance.
memberships.
That's
Okay.
great, but can you ask your friend?
Hell
to
yeah,
start
give me a
digging into the
gift,
green?
dude. I'll do a
I
spin.
can ask.
What type of spin we
But he's not
talking
going
about?
to. Only pay for what you need.
Spin. There we go. I did a spin. Now give me memberships. I want super chats now. The hell am I watching here?
Everyone's got an opinion on the economy. Are the rates going up, down, sideways, inside out? Ask the experts and you'll get 10 different answers. So unless one of you has a crystal ball, dollars?
That's
Why
probably
is honestly more outside of it if we're only working 6 days a month? Max! Why would we possibly have that if you're only working a week? A week!
Very
of a month?
fruity.
What a joke.
Dude, give me my membership.
This isn't an entrepreneurial situation.
Well,
This
I
is
don't
a
actually do
position.
memberships on here.
Oh, so much work.
Just
goes
give me a
into
super
each
chat.
one of those
I want a
games,
super
though.
chat. Rusty, give me a damn
How
super chat.
many hours?
Depends on
Damn
how-
it.
How many hours on average?
too
like
damn many.
too damn
Oh,
many.
come on.
It's part of the problem. Is like
Too
it feels
damn
like
many in terms of
if
what
we
you
had-
want to do or what is necessary.
I
we
feel like
had-
I'm never clocked out. Like I feel like I'm never clocked out.
Okay, that is the world of a business over. But if you can write down everything you do that goes into this
Mhm.
and you stack them up,
Mhm.
what do you categorize them as must-dos versus maybe I didn't need to do that?
It makes way more sense in hindsight. I gotta tell you.
Yeah,
hate to
that's
admit
actually a
it.
great idea.
Oh my gosh, I don't think you guys are ready to run a business.
Well,
Even though
we're
you're 6 years into this somehow.
doing it. We're doing it.
Kind of.
It's
Haha, yes, a hobby.
it's happening.
The
not
net
bad.
positive on this
Profit.
is bad.
Yeah. We didn't even
You
have to
can
run
make
away.
profits on a hobby. You
Yeah.
barely make them no.
Well, just
You need a
yeah.
roommate to survive. You guys are interesting creatures with your mannerisms and stuff. You both have the same thing. You both do the same sound effects, and things.
There's a lot of carryover on our habits for sure. Little osmosis, behavioral osmosis. So
Oh boy,
I feel
this is
like
rough. I can't
that
do
credit
this.
card.
I can't.
It's worth mentioning you did get yet another prop for a gig that hasn't happened yet. And I think that's
It's
one of
happening
the
on
biggest
Friday.
issues. These gigs that haven't happened yet, where
Yeah.
the money's not here yet, where
Yeah.
anything could go wrong.
Yeah, well, it seemed like a really good excuse to get these custom LED feather fans because burlesque, and we do some burlesque shows. So I want to start doing that too. And so these custom LED feather fans made a lot of sense in that context.
Wow.
But then
So this is one of the reasons why I prefer, and you guys can call me selfish. I don't give a shit. This is one of the reasons why all the businesses that I run, even though I don't have any real businesses on paper, but all the things that I do require no employees. My entire YouTube channel, no employees. I might outsource a little bit. I might outsource some talent. Sure, pay $100 to somebody to be on the show. I might do that. But outside of it, though, the show has no employees, and that's the whole goal. RealGarza.com, no employees. I think that if you can have a business that has a low cost of operation that allows you to be a part of it, but allows you to make money while you sleep, that's the key. I try to avoid doing anything that requires too much of me to be involved. For instance, I might call it my swing trading business, where I get income from swing trading. That's just involves me knowing what I'm doing. RealGarza.com is just basically, for the most part, AI written articles, but I give them the blueprint of what they need to say for the most part, or what it needs to say. And then there's my website, which is edited by AI, by the way. The clips are edited by AI. But anyway, let's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is that the problem is, I think, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of this, they said they have employees and shit. So getting into anything that requires too many employees, man, I prefer the independent contractor life, because I make a decent amount of money on the side outside of my normal 9-to-5 job. And I use that towards investing, and then my investments pay for my life. Well, pay for my life when I need it to pay for my life. Other than that, I usually just pay my bills with my active income and just keep my portfolio growing. Let's continue, though.
But the whole point, with as often as you take issue with me hiring other people, you've now gotten your own feather fans and not had them pay for themselves at all.
Well,
What?
they're gonna pay for themselves. Just they haven't yet.
Oh my gosh, you guys are
First off,
you guys are so not together.
How much were these? First off, how much were these feather fans? I didn't really take a good look at how much those feather fans were. They keep going back to these feather fans. Okay, I can understand. Maybe you're like spending like, I don't know, $40, $60, maybe $100. If you really feel like it's gonna make the show better, okay, fine. For example, this computer, this HP Envy that I'm touching that you can't see at the moment, this cost about $1,400, roughly. And normally retail price is about $22,500 or something. So I got this at a spanker of a deal on clearance. What I'm trying to say is this: I used a credit card to get this. I used the Amazon store credit card, 0% interest rate. Boom, easy money. Anyway, it's not an advertisement for that, but look, if you want to get the HP computer, there's a link in the description below. I'm an Amazon associate, by the way, so I get a small commission and no extra cost to you. Anyway, let's keep going. What I'm trying to say is, I understand buying things for the business. I get it. I bought this computer for my business. But it sounds like this purchase might have been a shitty purchase.
Counselor? You see a business counselor? I don't know if that exists. What do you guys fucking do?
He wants to see both. I am a little annoyed at the marriage counseling situation, but
What?
Well, the marriage counselors we had were just really terrible, and so
First off, can these people even afford a marriage counselor? At this point, you should just have ChatGPT be your marriage counselor. I'm serious. If you are that fucking broke, just use ChatGPT as a therapist. That's not medical advice, but honestly, ChatGPT is a much more affordable therapist than most therapists. So, fuck you, BetterHelp. Fuck therapy. I don't even like therapy in general, so I don't even do ChatGPT therapy because I think therapy's stupid. I agree with my boy Gavin. You start turning into a paranoid loon if you go to therapy too much.
Then try different.
Well,
we'll give you 3 sessions through Sondermind. It's what our audience uses, what I use.
Thanks.
But for fuck's sake.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every week. Done.
I'm done watching these fucking ads.
At least it's free.
Yeah.
Test it. You have to test and move on.
That's it. There's a lot of trial and error.
Then
Just
try!
Yeah. Okay, I will. But it just, up until now, it's just been really difficult to actually make that appointment because I have very little faith that they're going to do anything.
I will say this is actually entertaining. The last one, the one that recommended with the sociopath guy that was obsessed with COVID, that might have, not only was it not entertaining, I felt depressed and sad at the end of that. I was like, dude, this guy sucks so much ass. But I'm inspired by these people, at least to some degree, and I'll tell you why I am. Because they are trying to they're trying to keep the business going. I think they're a little stupid with money, but I feel like they're at least on more of a right track than the guy that had like $300,000 in debt owed to the IRS. That guy sucked. These guys actually, I don't know how much their debt level is going to be. We'll see by the end of the video, but I don't know. That COVID guy was so annoying.
A lot of things, you're lazy unless you actively want to do it. If there are things, I can read this from a mile away. If there are things you do not want to do, you don't do it. You justify the things you do in the business because there's you pick the things you want to do, the things that excite you.
Like, is there anything else that's excited you in recent history that maybe we shouldn't have gotten and ended up having to sell?
Butt plug. Dude, they bought a butt plug.
What?
Dude, I bet they bought a strap-on and a butt plug because that dude's into butt play. He wants the lady to put it in his ass. Let's keep watching.
An aerial rig, fine.
Yeah, I saw you spent like a ton on it.
Yeah, well, I did aerials for, 6 months or something.
Congratulations. Do you make money off of it now?
No, we hire aerialists to do that now.
I'm gonna fucking just like murder someone. What are you? This is so stupid.
Well, I sold the rig.
This is fun to you. This is just fun to you.
Well,
that's all. This is not a business to you. You
can't
don't
business
treat
be
this.
fun and a
yes,
business?
but you don't treat this as a business. You only treat it as fun.
Oh.
This is
Okay, I agree with Caleb on that one. You can have fun, and you can run a business, and it can still be a fun process, right? But you have to be able to meld the business and the fun together, right? I'll use this show as an example. I consider this show a very fun show. It's a little crazy. I feel like I'm kind of like an Alex Jones sort of figure for sure. But at the same time, I keep the show fun. I keep the show zesty, right? But I still focus on the business side of it. I'm still watching my watch hours, still making sure I'm getting more subscribers. But at the same time, I'm having fun with it, though. I love doing this show. Like, I actually enjoy doing the show. It's a very personality-driven show, obviously. But let's keep going. You can have fun, but you got to also focus on the fact that this is still a business. Focus on the business side and also have fun. You could do both. Maybe not at the same time sometimes, but you could do both for the most part. You don't even need to balance it. You just need to make sure the business side is good, and when the business side is figured out, then you could do the fun.
Not gonna last.
Well,
this is not gonna last.
I really want it to last. I really want to change.
How much do you think you've spent just in the last year on props and?
That's a good question. The feather fans were $500. The LED suits.
Whoa! So the feather fan. Okay, we finally know the feather fan. The story of the feather fan. $500. What the fuck? Oh boy, these people are rough.
The Boo Gang are $900 each. No, sorry, $700 each.
Oh, that's better.
That's better. I'm gonna say like
$3,500 on the aerial ring, for sake.
Maybe 7,000 this past year.
maybe more like 10.
Maybe.
Maybe
I would have to go
maybe it's
through.
not
I would
maybe
have to go
because
through
I've
and look.
made a little chart of
Oh,
exactly
you
this.
did
Dude, Caleb looks like he's gonna lose it. Like straight up.
it.
He's
And
Oh wow, we
we're
spent
looking
10
at-
grand.
he's like, I'm done. I'm done with you people. I'm going to eat you. But yeah, $45,000 in debt is my guess. Total.
She know. If she,
But I
she's
might be a
told
little too
business
high on
doing
that.
This, why doesn't she know?
Because she's willing to sit down and look at everything that I've made about.
Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. Whoa.
Dove Men's Micro Moisture
Is this porno? I didn't realize we were watching some gay porn tonight. I tried to avoid this, but
technology leaves your skin feeling nourished.
yeah, dude, Dove Men care, dude.
You don't live there.
I was using the Canadian funds that I had in that account
Replenish.
to pay off the student loans. Now those are drained.
Replenish.
Yeah, that's where I'm like running into it because
Replenish.
with my
Oh,
US
whoa.
funds,
Yeah.
So their total debt is 26,720. I might be right by the end of this, or I might be close. So $45,000 in debt is my guess. Maybe I'm right.
well, I could, or I could just
I might be a good judge of character or a bad judge of character. I should say I'm a good judge of I'm good at judging how somebody spends their money just by looking at them. Now I'm usually wrong, but usually how they act is a tall tale sign whether they spend money like a moron or they don't. Usually. There are certain ways that people act. And yeah, is it judgmental? It absolutely is. And I don't give a shit. Let's keep going.
file Canadian bankruptcy and it would go away.
They forgive the Canadian student loans via bankruptcy. Have you confirmed that? Because it doesn't work that way in the United States.
Confirmed. I have been out of school for
Yeah, but that
7+
still might
years.
f you though.
It will f my Canadian credit, but it won't f my
It
US
won't f
credit.
your U.S. credit, but it might come up in questionnaires.
What kind of questionnaires? For what?
Questionnaires if you've ever declared bankruptcy before.
Oh. But if
And
it's
then if they
Canadian
run a
bankruptcy, they
background
don't
check,
care.
I don't know for sure.
I don't know either.
I don't know for sure, but are you willing to take that risk? Because you're in the world of business. You might be looking at small business loans at some point, which
Right.
don't yet,
Well,
guys, because you don't even have a business plan.
I called. I forget what they're called. It's like a license in LIT or some 3-letter acronym. Anyway, so I called them and I was like, "Hey, I'm having trouble paying off this Canadian student debt. What
Which
should
you
I
shouldn't be. You're
do?"
just irresponsible and you put money towards the things you want, and there has nothing to do with your inability to pay it back. Your inability because you're irresponsible. So f you. You shouldn't even be able to get it forgiven, honestly.
They basically just told me to stop paying it.
And your degree is nursing. You can't use that here.
No, I'm only.
You can't get licensed here though by taking like a licensing thing or something.
No, I would have to go like straight up back to school because the type of nurse I am is only valid in
type?
Ontario. It's called a registered practical nurse. So it's like basically between your LPN and RN, and like there's not an easy track because it's
Fuck, but you
only
could make
Ontario.
money.
I know, but it's only Ontario that it's valid. So I would basically be starting from square one.
Why would you
getting
get something that's
into
only
nursing.
available in one province of the
Because
country?
I had no idea at the time that it was only in Ontario that it existed.
You don't look
I
things
thought
up. You don't. You didn't look up the career you're going into,
I just looked up the types of nursing,
and
that
picked
was the
the
best fit
worst
for me.
one? Okay.
Apparently, I did. Yeah, yeah. Well, it was only 2 years of schooling to like get out, and it
The
was actually
degree's not
good.
transferable, but how many of the credits? I bet some of the credits are transferable.
Maybe.
You haven't looked into
I
it.
think-
I did try to
every
look into
time-
it, but I tried to look into it over COVID, so then nothing was like open and like
What wasn't open?
like the school in
That
Canada
was like a year.
yeah.
In Canada.
Well,
it may
that's
have
what I
been
mean. So
longer.
like during COVID, I was here. I was not allowed to work because I was like, you know, still visitor status. Like I didn't have my status yet. So I started looking into like, oh, like what would
It's insane. This is just so bloody insane, man. I don't know what to say, brother. Oh my God. Shit. All right, that's good. Taking the pawns, man. Taking the pawns.
Nursing in America look like, and
You said
everything
you went
was
to
like
school for marketing.
No, I took like an online course for marketing once, like years ago.
Certification?
Yeah. And so I tried to look up nursing stuff, but everything was closed down at the time because of COVID. It's like my school wouldn't pick up. Like most of the institutions that had anything to do with that were just closed. And I was like, okay. So then I just kind of let it slide after that. I didn't really like go back into it because I'm not terribly interested in nursing.
Well, at least you leave Canada behind, you know? At least like student debt and shit. It's all in Canada. If you never plan on going back to Canada, then who the fuck cares? You know? Because does your that's one curiosity I have. You know what I mean? Is if I had debt in Canada, like student loan debt or whatever, then I'm done in Canada, blah blah blah. I live in the U.S. for the rest of my life and say, "See ya, Canada. I'm never going to be a citizen back there again." How does that work with the debt situation? Because they can't really try to get the debt from you while if you're a resident in the U.S. and you're no longer a resident of Canada. Did she just unlock a cheat code in life on how to get away from debt without actually having bankruptcy affect you negatively? She might have. I don't know.
Your debt? Because next I see crypto.
Oh no! Oh, God,
Well,
no!
Your debt?
That's basically gambling, but
No!
all of our debt.
At least
sorry.
she just admitted it was gambling. I will give her props on that. She admits it's gambling. Thank you. I'm glad she's not taking crypto seriously. She admits it's a gamble. The first step is acceptance. Let's go.
Right. He's got some student loans as well. So my student loans,
how
your
much?
student loans.
Mine are
U.S. federal or private?
I got U.S. federal FAFSA. I've got like $7,000 that's unpaid that I've been staying on top of for the most part.
I thought it was like 4,500 that you still owed.
Well, you
it's
guys
like
don't
7.
talk about money, so
This is us not getting
That's what
it.
it says
That's
in your
great.
spreadsheet. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah. That's what it says from what you remember about the last time you looked at it.
Which was like in preparation for the show, so pretty recent.
This is insane, man. Oh my God, I might be right. Their total debt right now is $33,720. Does that say 20? There's a little I in front of it, so I can't really tell. But anyway, well, I'm in the ballpark. Oh my God, I might be right, dude. I could guess a person's debt level just by looking at them. I look at this couple and I'm like, oh shit. We're almost done with the video. Let's see what's happening.
good luck, guys.
Is it 7 or is it 4,500?
What's your minimum monthly payment
On our
on your student loans?
$85. I can manage that.
Yeah, but that
I
means
can make it happen.
you can make the payment, but that means a lot more interest will be occurring because it's so low. Okay, so crypto 4,833. Cool, sell it. You wouldn't be. I mean, you've had a 32% loss, so there's no capital gains to be paid. Swallow
that's
your
true.
losses, pay off your high interest credit card because in order to make up for the city double cash, you have.
It's funny. I mean, God, they have crypto. Oh my, wait a minute. When was this filmed? 4 weeks ago. Are you telling me that crypto went on this bull run? I bet you they bought at the top. Oh my God. Well, it's possible they bought other things besides Bitcoin. But man, this is an example of why just stay away from crypto. It's fucking gambling. Unless you are an expert day trader, which most of you are not, and I'm not. I would never do day trading because I'm not good at it. I don't think most people are. I'm a swing trader because swing trading is not that hard. Day trading is a little more difficult. And it's a lot more restrictive if you have only a certain amount of money in the brokerage account. Either way, day trading is not necessary.
It would have to be earning 30% in gains on
Right.
top of the 30% in losses you've done. So you need 60% in gains.
For that to
In the
even
world
matter.
Which you might
crypto,
get,
how
but
could it happen? It's not.
it could happen in anything. But
Right.
it's just like the 30%. We know for a fact that's a return on investment if you start putting that towards the card. And I'm not. You are not
Okay.
credit card people. No more opening credit cards. You can have the Fizz card. Only allows you to spend what's in your checking account, so it's like a
Okay.
debit card. But you can just put it. Okay, are we gonna sell this?
I'm
Earn up to 5% cash back rewards on gas, so you can enjoy whatever's next.
pretty ready to sell it. I feel like you're not.
What is it in? What is it in?
That one's in Coinbase.
You've
Yeah,
got
what fucking crypto?
Duh. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then like some randoms.
Oh God, she probably okay. She said Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm gonna guess, and it's all stupid. But I'm gonna guess that 1% Bitcoin, 1% Ethereum, and 98% dog coins and other stupid cryptos, meme coins. The only real crypto is Trump coin. Just kidding. All crypto is cryptocurrency, and it's used by crypto is used by human traffickers. Let's keep going.
Yeah, when
we were
she
into
says
the
some
crypto for a minute.
randoms, what she's kind of getting at is the fact that we were silly enough to match a friend's $1,000 investment when
Yeah.
we certainly didn't have $1,000.
And
That's
that was
almost
in-
certainly the 30% loss, if I'm
True.
honest. Because
Don't ever call trading your money away for crypto an investment. It's called gambling. It's gambling. Don't call that an investment, you moron.
That was that
Is-
Luna coin that kind of tanked.
Yeah.
Yep.
The point
friend
being
was
like,
rich, so
hey,
I thought it was smart.
That's in like Cardano, and it's in common, normal,
Sell
used
it!
stuff.
Are you going to sell it?
Oh God. He's justifying his crypto portfolio. There's no saving these people. These people are fucked. Let's keep going.
If you say I have to,
You don't
yes,
have
I
to.
will sell it.
You don't
If
have
you,
to, but
like-
it pays
Smart,
off debt quick.
though.
It's an instant 30% return on your investment, and actually it brings you to break even.
Yeah.
It brings you to break even, technically.
That's smart. That seems like a great idea. Why would we hold on to it?
It feels like we've got the stuff that it's like playing the long game
You
the
can,
right way.
You
like,
can ride it. This isn't retirement. Trust me.
No,
Probably.
nothing is
But-
retirement.
nothing's in retirement.
You don't have retirement.
These guys don't even have a stock portfolio. They're stupid enough. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with millennials. They don't understand what is valuable. They think that crypto is an investment. There's the underlying problem. I think the problem is millennials have no idea how to accumulate assets. Asset accumulation is the key. And if you think that money or crypto is an asset, there's no helping you. You have to realize that you gotta own real assets, stocks. Even bonds are okay. They're not inflation proof, but at least you get something. You get sort of some protection from inflation, but not much. Not much. Real estate, hell, even real estate investment trusts, those are fine. Damn, dude. Come on, you guys. It's not financial advice, but come on, you guys. These are just two people with daddy issues right here. Two people with daddy issues.
I mean, I think I
That are really fucking stupid with money.
actually have. I'm like paying into Social Security somehow that I have no clue about. I probably also have like some.
Social Security is not going to be around by the time you retire. Sorry. Or as you Canadians would say, sorry. Sorry. All right. No offense, Tim. But this Canadian girl, she's in this kid. I don't know. That face. The face the dude is making right there. Fucking hilarious.
Sort of Canadian something from when I was nursing, but I don't know how to access any of that. So And it doesn't seem to matter because I'm not in Canada. So I just I feel like I've just let it.
Sell it or don't, guys. I don't know. Your business. I don't think you guys aren't gonna make it. Your business isn't gonna make it. So I don't even care.
I want to prove you
what
wrong
is this?
so bad.
What is this?
I want to prove you.
Simplify inventory and scale your business with Katana Cloud Inventory.
We're almost done with this video. This has been
technology as
I will say this though. I will say this. This couple is far more tolerable to deal with than the chode, the fucking jackass sociopath who kept talking about long COVID. Long COVID. The only thing that was making me long was his talk of long COVID. Let's keep watching this. Let's figure it out.
I don't care.
All right.
Prove me wrong. $1,688 in our business checking account. Okay.
Yep. I believe you.
Okay. We subscribe to a Patreon on there. We got $80 of food. Great.
This is in the business one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And our balance went down from being over 2,000 to 1,000. Oh, great. Okay. Low balance fees, service charge fee.
I'm so pissed off at that low balance fee. Why can't we just keep money in there?
Because you spend it all on hobby hopping.
I don't have access to the business checking. Just he does.
No,
So
but
what's
when
going
our
on?
joint checking goes low enough or somebody isn't
transfer.
putting enough money into it, then that money has to come from somewhere. And it does.
But if we just had $1,000 in the account, then we wouldn't get that stupid balance fee. And I feel like we've talked about this.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just.
We would have $1,000 in the account with a lot less investing and a lot more.
These people are too dumb for their own good. These people are too fucking dumb. I can't do this. I got to watch to the end, though. I got to see how this ends. I think we could do this for 12 more minutes.
Contributions from both of us.
We could do this, you guys. We could do
regularly
this.
from Maybe more regular.
We got this.
Income, where we could keep those accounts going up instead of down. I'd appreciate
Guys,
it.
with how many accounts are left, you have to have way too many accounts for all.
Yeah,
There's
I feel like
no
we do have
way.
too many accounts.
It's such a pain in the. It's I want.
Why? Buy your choice.
I want it to make sense for it to be the fact
And
that
make
you
it make
have a personal savings and a personal checking inside your relationship.
Yeah.
And
Why
yet,
is that not?
And yet the sheer number of accounts, the way it works with budget apps, the way it works with even just trying to track each.
I wonder if they've just overcomplicated things. Obviously they have. They're very overly complicated people, clearly. These people are overcomplicating everything in their lives. But yeah, I might be right on this guess.
So they're spending. Yes, it makes more sense to
what is
blend
this?
it.
I see in this. Well, I see savings and then checking 10,709.
Which one's that?
That's wonderful. In Verve?
They're
That makes
all in
sense.
Verve. That's why it's so confusing.
That makes
that's
sense.
great.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What is it? 10,000 in savings?
Well,
Yeah.
7,000 and
Seven-
then,
that's
and
our-
then 3,500 in checking, 10,700 total.
That's our almost.
They actually have $10,000 in a savings account? I'm not a big fan of savings accounts by any means, even high yield ones, even though I have a high yield one. But it's better than nothing. If they're getting at least a decent yield, okay. They might want to use a lot of this, though, to pay down some of their ridiculous debt. Some of their debt, the interest is way higher on the credit cards than the interest they're accumulating from the savings account. So they should try to, in my opinion, pay off the debt anyway.
Emergency fund.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Why are we putting that towards debt?
Because emergencies have, we're
They
so
do,
spooked
but pay
from
off
getting
the
the
high,
car.
pay off the high interest debt,
Okay,
and then
okay.
save up an emergency fund.
Okay. That's a
Savings
good
actually
idea.
went
That's-
up. That's not bad, guys.
I feel like it's
I'd
been
put it in
it's
a
been
high
a game
interest savings, but
of
Yeah.
trying to just bucket water out of the boat that I built and
Buy
it's
your
never floated.
choice.
It's like I built it underwater.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get the shit out of it.
buy your choice.
Okay.
I mean, this is Amazon.
Oh my God! Is the guy this guy the guy with the girl? The guy who gets pegged might be having an eye-opening experience. He might be having an awakening, or he's gonna get pegged tonight. I don't know. He's probably gonna get pegged.
It's on Audible. Go to the library, guys. Workspace Mountain.
You're the subscription one, for
Squarespace,
sure.
I think.
What is
Amazon?
Dude, what is up with all these subscriptions they got? Dude. This is insane.
Something One Mountain. Withdraw $81 at some point of sale. Clarity, healing or health. See tickets. Shop Woodman's. Something
That's
the
groceries.
family.
Grocery.
Dove Men Plus Care Whole Body DO protects you everywhere. Everywhere.
Trees.
Yeah, Woodman's is groceries.
SQPC.
Squarespace.
More, so
Squarespace.
double Squarespace.
Yeah,
Spotify.
we do have 2 websites. Yeah.
ChatGPT. Dropout.
ChatGPT.
Lots of Google ones. Asian Flamin'.
Google ones.
Asian Flamin'. Zapier. McDonald's. So business expenses in there, and that's not even the business checking account. This is so disorganized. Spend a fucking day and switch
Is that
things
your
over.
account?
Wasn't it? Right?
I thought that was the business one.
Is this business?
I think that was the business account. I could be wrong, but they're all verbs, so it's a little bit confusing.
I had a business account before that. It just says, why would we have, is it business savings as well? It doesn't suggest business. Doesn't say business anywhere on here.
That's going to be...
Oh my God. Guys.
Wow, that is a pile, isn't it?
More verb. 1,500 this time across the checking and savings.
Okay.
I feel like we just want to shoot low. I just want us both to make like 30K each.
Yeah.
I know how low that is. I know how.
Why do you shoot low? First off, I hate people who shoot low because they're afraid of being disappointed, but aren't you disappointed already? You're disappointed if you shoot low to begin with. Shooting low is disappointing. Having low expectations is disappointing. You should be disappointed in your low expectations. Having low expectations in life is basically giving up. And when I say low expectations, I mean, for me personally, I believe that I could become a millionaire very quickly. Maybe it's a little crazy to think that, but I don't care. I would rather think crazy. I'd rather be the nut. And honestly, I'm closer to retirement than anybody I know, so it doesn't matter. Better to be a nut in the right direction than set low expectations and be in the wrong direction. These people are in the wrong direction.
How dumb that is.
Great, then figure out a way to do it. I'm confused. You're not doing it. You're doing everything to not do that. So I don't McDonald's is just, I don't know, guys.
Do love our McDonald's.
You know,
More verb. 2,000 in this one. God, we have money. What are you guys fucking doing? This is so stupid. Amazon.
Okay, real question
Chiba
though.
Hut.
Is it bad for us both to have our personal checking savings?
Because you guys overcomplicate things and don't know how to manage worth a dick. I'd have a business checking account, joint savings, joint checking. Make it simple.
Okay.
A simpler budget, you might say.
I still think you should have separate bank accounts. And the reason I say that is because individuals need to do individual things. I don't care if you're married. To be quite honest, I've always hated the idea of sharing a bank account. Because nobody financially thinks like me. I don't think like a normal person financially, which is one of the reasons why I'll retire a lot earlier than everybody else. But yeah, especially if you don't share the same mindset on assets and money. Yeah, you don't. I still think men and women treat money differently. That's the thing. I mean, that I don't care if that sounds sexist. They just do. I'm not saying that women are dumb with money. I'm just saying that in my experience in life, women spend much more money than men. That's just my experience. It just depends on the person. It is a person by person basis. But women love going shopping more than men, except for I think I like going shopping more than most women, but I'm a window shopper because I'm a pussy and I don't pull the trigger to get the goods. I do love window shopping though. It's fun. Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah,
I think we could pull it off.
Oh.
So you guys got about $14,000 just sitting aside.
You overcomplicate everything. Just
There might be a lot of money set aside, but it's like we sit there, we try to talk about what we should do with it, and then it becomes overwhelming and we can't make any choices. And as soon as
this is an entire generation plagued by anxiety. This is anxiety 101. This is the result of bad parenting. I blame the boomers were retarded. Let me just put it that way. Boomers were stupid. They raised basically kids like this. I have bad anxiety. I'm glad not with money, but with other things. This is rough. This is rough to watch, man. This is tough. We're almost there though.
We can't make any choices. It just sits and there's nothing done. And you're right. There's like enough coming in, kind of. There's the ability to maybe pay all of this off or to at least meet these minimum payments. And yet, like,
I don't know how you can have such a huge savings account and not at least dedicate it towards some of the shit they got to pay off. Get rid of your debt, man. There's no point in having savings if your debt is piling up like crazy.
Can't sit and talk about like, I need you to put this much money into the account this month and I need you to cover this piece of this. Like, I appreciate it. I appreciate somebody else saying that it does make sense for us to consolidate because like I've played it out. It's nice to try and keep it separate and it seems to just make a mess.
Well, it's like, if I'm going to get like a tattoo or something for me, like I don't feel like he should have to pay for that. So I've just wanted to keep my own account for, autonomy and stuff. And then, but it does kind of overcomplicate it. And then when we're communicating, it's like,
guys, what is wrong with this TD account? I have overdraft interest.
That's a
what the f is happening?
When you're busy or you have a great idea, you just want to get things down on paper. Grammarly is always catching things that you know.
That's a Canadian account.
What is happening? Why is there overdraft interest?
Because I lost the ability to log in when I got my new phone. And so it just sort of like sat.
Just call them. Call them to get your account restored. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. Fuck. This generation's fucked. This generation is screwed. Beyond belief. My God. Well, we're going to see what the total debt is here in a second.
Guys, you can't manage a fucking thing to save your life.
Well,
4,000 hours in retirement. You can't do anything. You can't do it.
Well, that's when I called about the thing because I was like, oh, my accounts are getting drained. And then what should I do about the student debt? And then they told me, like, just stop paying it. And I was like, well, that's not a good idea. But it was enough to just, like, stop me from working on it for a little while.
There's a trend here of, like, not working on things because you're sick of, like, looking at them.
Well, it's like when I look at the spreadsheets, it's super depressing.
Oh, my God. He's waking up that this woman's a fucking moron. Now, he's stupid, too. Don't get me wrong. They're both stupid. They're both idiots. They're both financially stupid, right? This kind of reminds me of my mom and dad when they were together. They were both stupid as shit with money. They justified retarded purchases. Yeah. This is my parents when they were together. Wow. I'm looking at a millennial version of my parents that were together. Oh, wow. That's bad.
To look at all of our expenses. And then when we look at the spreadsheet with all the gigs coming in, it's like, oh, that's so exciting. So then it's just this very polar experience of like, oh, should I not spend any money? Should I spend all the money that I have? It's like, it's very emotional.
I don't know, guys.
Stop trying to spend money. Stop being a consumer. Look, if you are that much in debt, you have to just look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm an idiot. I spend too much money on stupid shit. To make me happy, most of this stuff probably you're going to throw away anyway because you're a moron. Just focus on getting your life together. I know it's easy for me to say this. I've never had a credit card. I didn't have a credit card until I was 30. I wish I would have got a credit card earlier, though, because I would have treated it like a debit card anyway. And I would have got sweet cashback rewards.
This is just a mess. I mean, I don't mean to give up. It's just you guys are way too complicated and just like messed up to. It's like you have to figure out, guys. You have to sit down and actually be willing to communicate on this money. Have to be able to give up our wants. Have to be able to go out and work. Have to not justify everything in our purchases. A budget's only going to do so much. I'm going to make it, but it's just like, I don't know, guys. This is all just so up and messy because of what you guys are choosing. 3,900 hits our account on a monthly basis on
Okay, what's the
average.
total? What's the total? What's
That's
the
good.
total?
How'd you find that? That's a cool number.
By the number you guys gave me at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
What the are you guys?
It was like a good month. That was a good month.
No, it's based on what you. The
Okay,
helium when
where's
you
the
guys-
debt? Where's the debt?
Medical, healthcare, insurance, then probably expenses, which comes up. Your
What's the grand total?
Your Hammer financial score, spending in a budget. You overspend 0 out of 10. Off, guys.
Yeah, they don't budget for shit. Yeah, they
think
deserve a
you're
0 out of
just-
10
you
on that
love
one for
yourselves.
sure.
Debt.
We do. We
debt,
have that
there's
at
IRS
least.
debt and medical debt, 0 out of 10. Emergency fund. Emergency fund, yeah, there was some money. Yeah, there's pay off the debt. You guys have the money. Say, this is so. This is beyond. Just take every and put them together, and that is this. Emergency
Go, Caleb,
fund.
dude. This is great.
I said that because you look like someone that wouldn't like that word. Okay, emergency
It's
funds.
a really fun word. It just has, it has to be
Pay off the debt.
used in the right
and
context.
then the emergency fund will be at like a. Well, no. Because of where the emergency fund is, it's at a 10 out of 10 now. She's got to put it towards the debt, which is 0 out of 10 now. Term of
on something.
Actually, no, it's not because you own your own business, so it's 5 out of 10 because it needs to be double.
yeah.
Retirement, you have a little bit there. Crypto,
It's a modifier.
it's going to be about a 2 out of 10. Real estate's not a score yet. Hammer financial score, 1.5 out of.
They got a 1.5 out of. Damn, these guys are bad.
I'll see you guys in the post show, and make sure you download the budgeting app if you don't want to end up.
Okay,
with
what was the
debt.
last recorded debt on
McDonald's.
theirs?
They're all
UPC debt. Guys, I don't know.
Where was the debt?
Wellness is all about vibrational ratios.
slide after that. I just
strategize.
Yeah.
Hold
I was
on,
about
what
to
was
tear
their,
it.
so their total debt ended at
Really enough.
okay. So their total debt, last recorded debt on here was $33,720. My guess was $45,000 in debt. They exceeded my expectations. They did a good job. It's still a lot of debt though. Like I can understand maybe if you got a mortgage or something. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. These guys are too far gone. There's nothing that anybody could do to save these guys. They're fucked, and I don't know what else to say. This is one of the worst things I've watched in a while. It's bad. But hey, you know what? Good for you guys. I wish you good luck. Cringy. My goodness. Well, they got a 1.5 out of 10 on the hammer score. That is funny as shit. I will admit they were a lot better than the last the long COVID guy, the paranoid COVID guy. That guy sucked ass. Oh my god. But this is pretty good, I got to admit. They seem like a relatively happy, dysfunctional couple who can't get their fucking shit straight. It might be a little too hard on them. Yeah, I don't know. I guess when you grow up with parents and a sibling who's just terrible with money, you just get tired of it after a while. You get tired of hearing how much debt they're in. I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. You get tired of it, and you're like, don't you guys ever want to change? Don't you guys ever want to get out of this? Don't you? That's why I'm cheap. That's why I invest, because I don't ever want to be like my parents. I think they're idiots. I love my brother, but he's kind of a dummy too. That's the truth. He's in too much debt for his own good. He consolidated it. I give him props on that, actually. My brother's moving in the right direction. So, props to him. My dad's still a moron with money. And, yeah. My mom has always been pretty dumb with money, too, actually. So, either way, it's all the same. Too busy spending it on stupid things when they can be investing it and not having to work. Retiring early sounds way more fun than buying vacations. I don't know. Anyway. Oh. I don't know what else to say. What else we got on the old YouTube? Oh, Milo Yiannopoulos? Really? Interesting. So Milo Yiannopoulos versus Cornel West? I'm going to watch that tonight, dude. That's going to be tight. I won't watch it on this channel, though, of course, because I know that YouTube would kick me off, but I am going to make sure I like this video and add it to my watch later list. Save it to watch later.
We're having literally the best sale we've ever had.
Yeah, definitely watching that later, though, for sure. Let's see. Well, what do you guys think about this, man? I don't know. I still don't know. I have no idea what's going on, man. Never gonna give you up. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to see it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. All right, anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys watching the show tonight. You guys don't realize this, but you guys have given me a lot of watch time hours, so appreciate it. I'm trying to do more shows where I can, when I can. And having a good time doing these shows, obviously. This show, I get so excited doing this shit. I'm not going to lie. This is the best part of my day sometimes. And I can't help myself, man. I think I should just fall asleep right in front of you guys. What do you think? I'm tired. I can sleep on the floor. I don't give a shit. I was kind of close on that guess though, for sure. You guys want to watch me sleep on the floor? I think I might get some shut eye, you know. We talked about Diddy. We talked about P Diddler, the greatest rapper of all time. Winning. Yeah, I should probably hit the hay. Yeah, definitely gonna watch this. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm definitely gonna watch this on a bit of a speed run too. Ooh, there we go. This is a breathe right strip. Something I like to use on the daily. One of the best products of all time. By the way, check out realgarza.com. I'm going to shill out my website, realgarza.com. Boom. You know, I see so many people in the watching. So we have 26 viewers right now, yet there's no activity in the chat, which is honestly very surprising to me. And that's okay. By the way, if there's a lot of silent people watching, that's okay. You know, so this is how you put on a breathe right strip, by the way. So here we go. I'm going to put this on my nostrils. Nostrils. Ready? So I got to make sure. I got to look at myself in the mirror. I'm going to align this real quick. Oh, hold on. So I kind of put that over my nose a little bit. It's all right. All right, so Blockchain Bandit says, let's talk politics. All right, let's talk politics then. What aspect of politics do you want to talk about? Barack Obama? Do you guys want to talk about my boy Diddy? Do you guys think Obama was at those parties? I don't know. Just kidding. Hold on. Did I actually get this on my nose right? Hold on. Doge. Blockchain Bandit says Doge. Doge is stupid, dude. Oh, you're talking about Department of Government Efficiency? Okay, if we were talking about Dogecoin, then that's stupid. But I like the Department of Government Efficiency, though. They've been exploiting a lot of the bullshit. So that's kind of cool. Lizzie Toge says, no silent people here. Hi. I just came across this just now. LOL. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Lizzie. Fraud and waste is Blockchain Bandit. Lowering taxes. Absolutely. So what are you talking about now? Says Lizzie. So I'm talking about pretty much whatever the chat wants to talk about, really. Blockchain Bandit wants to talk about, well, just don't deport me, man. Lowering taxes, absolutely. There's a lot of fraud and waste in government, absolutely, and it needs to be exposed. So I'm very happy that they're trying to expose it using the Department of Government Efficiency. I think it was a department that needed to be created. Yeah, Department of Government Efficiency is a necessary for sure. Is necessary. I feel like I didn't put this on right. Let's hope. It looks like it's opening the nostril passages. We'll see. Lizzie says, yes, expose all of the corruption. Yeah, without a doubt. There's just too much wasteful spending. It's like all of our tax money, you know, there is no, you know, the taxation without representation, right? Our tax dollars, we're not being represented in the taxes that we pay. It's going to foreign countries. It's going to other people who, frankly, probably should not have that money. It's just ridiculous. Blockchain Bandit says we need it forever. The Epstein didn't kill himself. Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing, I think it's good to expose government corruption. Absolutely. It's just one of those things that is getting to a breaking point. But yeah, without a doubt, I get it. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit, man. And I hope they expose it all. Absolutely. Let's see, was Epstein intelligence? No clue. You know, the whole Epstein thing, I feel like Epstein, was he just a fall guy? The question is was Epstein just a fall guy at the end of the day? I feel like that's possible. I'm more curious though, how, out of the three people that we were originally talking about at the beginning of this video, P. Diddy, Donald Trump, and Michael Saylor, I think Michael Saylor might be the worst investor of them all because most of his money is in phony baloney dildo money, Bitcoin. And it's one of those things for me that I feel like he's just screwing himself at the end of the day. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Do you guys think Bitcoin is grifter money? Because I do. Also, make sure you guys check out realgarza.com. Once again, realgarza.com. Let's see. Blockchain Bandit says, yeah, a fall guy, yes, but not just a fall guy. Okay. Blockchain Bandit says, and let me highlight some of his chats, by the way. I'm not doing this man justice. Sorry about that, brother. Fall guy, not, yeah, and then BTC, well, that's interesting. Yes, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Let me put this right here. There we go. But yeah, huge fan. I think what I'm really a huge fan of is just, you know, having a diversified portfolio of stocks. You see, the thing is, it's not what I invest into specifically that matters. It's just how I invest in general that matters. And my philosophy behind the why behind my investing and the how. So the why ends up leading to the how. So why do I invest? Well, one, I invest because I know that cash is worthless. The why behind it, though, why do I invest? Because I do want to be financially free. I don't want to have to rely on the cash flows from my stupid job that I have grown to hate, unfortunately. I've grown to resent. And I'm actually getting to the point to where I could work part-time doing DoorDash if I wanted to, which is actually wild to think about. Which I would be fine doing 20 hours of DoorDash a week. That's fucking easy. The beauty is a lot of the income coming in is, it's all there. To track all blockchain bandit says to track all transactions. Sure. I don't know. I think here's the thing. I think no matter what, Bitcoin is still grifter currency, and Bitcoin is still used for human trafficking and terrible things, just like the dollar, by the way. Lizzie Toge says, should we invest in Bitcoin? Honestly, that's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. I think Bitcoin's stupid, though, if you want my opinion on it. I can give you my honest, personal opinion. And you do with that opinion. It's not, like I said, don't construe it as financial advice, because here's the thing. Bitcoin is bullshit. So should you invest in Bitcoin? That's ultimately your call at the end of the day. If you choose to, great. If not, great. If Bitcoin is stupid, I choose to bet against Bitcoin because I think it's ridiculous and I think it's phony baloney money. I don't see anything of value in it, so I bet against it pretty hard. Blockchain Bandit says, I made money with XRP, XLM, and ADA mainly. Yeah, you made money. It's part of the greater fool theory, man. You got in at the right time and you got out at the right time. It's as simple as that. Thing is, it's really gambling because there's no intrinsic value. There's no way of measuring its value except for what the market says it's worth based on supply and demand. But anyway, Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin's stupid. And if you want to get into it, just remember it's gambling. It's not an investment. It is basically gambling. Lizzie Toge says that's what I've been told. Yep. Blockchain Bandit says, think of it like this Super 8 motel and Motel 8 along with Motel 6 were $8 and $6 a night when they opened their doors in 1950s. I don't know what you're trying to say. You're trying to make an analogy. You're talking about inflation. Lizzie Toge says, which investment are you investing in today? I mean, nothing specific. I usually just throw my money into ETFs, which are index ETFs specifically, which hold a butt ton of different holdings. I do like to swing trade specific ETFs. I do bet against Bitcoin quite a bit to make extra money. Usually I bet against Bitcoin when it goes up on a bull run because when it crashes hard. And those are the most fun. That's the best time to make money off Bitcoin is when it crashes hard. So yeah, when it comes to investing, I'm always betting against Bitcoin whenever I can, for sure. Blockchain Bandit says, I use that as a way to track how much value our currency has lost. I mean, here's the thing, man. The dollar is worthless. Bitcoin's worthless because they're not backed by anything of real value. Look, you can't trade your dollars in for gold anymore. You could back in the 70s. I can't remember exactly when Nixon took us off the gold standard, but I believe it was early 70s. And he took us off the gold standard. And what that meant was that you couldn't trade your dollars in for actual gold. And when there's a currency when the currency's not backed by gold in any way, shape, or form, that's when it gets dangerous and dirty. I call that dirty money. Absolutely dirty money. Blockchain Bandit said, nowadays, each of those places is over $100 a night. Well, yeah, I mean, like, look, inflation's inevitable, especially if you have a currency that's not backed by anything. When the dollar stopped being backed by gold, man, stocks went through the roof in prices because everybody started to realize there's no point in saving money because if you save money, you're a loser at that point. Saving money is legitimately for losers at this point because you're not protected by anything. The dollar, the only thing protecting the dollar is the promise of the government, the full faith of the U.S. government. And no, that's not enough. I want gold. I want it to be backed by gold. And if the dollar can't be backed by gold or anything of substantive value, anything of real reassurance, no, I'm not going to save the dollar. I'm not going to save the dollar. I'm just going to invest, and I invest very heavily. And I think that's the best thing that anybody could do is just invest as much as you bloody can. I love stocks, by the way. Let's see. Thanks. Yep. Lizzie Toge says, "Is the money market and certificate of deposit okay to invest in?" I mean, those are good. Money market accounts are a great place to put your money if you just, want to get some gains on it without any real risk. There's not a lot of risk when it comes to money market accounts. Certificate of deposits, those are good. Depends on the yield. If the yield is shit, then it's stupid. If the yield is good, then that's great. I'm all about yield. If the guaranteed yield is good, sure, I'll put my money into something like that. Blockchain Bandit says, "I agree. Saving is the dumbest." Yeah, why would you save something that can't be that's not backed by anything by a value? I don't believe in the full faith of the government anymore. I don't believe in the government at all. Blockchain Bandit says, "I buy dirt bikes, Surins, things I can easily fix or clean up and double my money or close to it." Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. What a beast. Also, I can have fun and enjoy them too. Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. Hey, if that works for you, man, as long as you're getting good results, that's all that matters, man. As long as you're getting good results and you're having a good time with it. Actually, the thing is, at the end of the day, what are the results that you're getting, man? Well, this is a deeply philosophical question, but I like it. So, do you think we will ever see in our lifetime the American dollar downfall and a chip in every human being in order to buy and sell products? That's a deep question, Lizzie. I appreciate the question. So, my best prediction would be this. Let me try to get myself in the camera angle real quick. There we go. My best prediction would be this. I guess the answer is I really don't know. The American dollar is the world's reserve currency, but for how long? It's tough to say. I feel like the dollar is teetering. Shit is hanging in the balance right now. The American dollar is teetering. And if we ever lose our reserve currency status, that will be the ultimate downfall of the American dollar. The currency as we know it would be gone. It would exist, obviously, but the dollar would collapse. I don't think that there will be a chip in every single human being in order to buy and sell products. I hope not. I mean, we would need a real dictatorship to make that happen. And I hope that doesn't happen. That'd be terrible. Are we living in a George Orwell book? I don't know. I'm starting to wonder these days. Let me check my phone. Yeah, land is great too. Yeah, just let me see here and go down a little bit. Okay. I love it, Blockchain Bandit. That's interesting. I mean, I still believe wholeheartedly that Bitcoin is grifter currency for sure. I think it's garbage. I really do. But to each their own. Just want to say this right now. If you're big on Bitcoin, this is probably the biggest anti-crypto channel of all time. We do believe that Bitcoin is phony, baloney, grifter money, and we do believe it's used primarily by human traffickers. that's our stance on Bitcoin. So I do not believe it's the future of money. I just don't believe it at all. And I think that anybody who does, if you do, good for you. Blockchain Bandit says, I found 19 acres for $95,000. I want to purchase the land and do an Airbnb experience on it by offering camping. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. You guys care if I just go to sleep? You guys want to watch me sleep? Do you guys want to watch me lay down, basically? I don't know how long I could actually fall asleep for. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. That would be interesting, man. 19 acres for $95,000. That's actually a pretty good deal. Yeah, and honestly, you could just do a camping experience. Tell people, hey, you can go camping. Blockchain Bandit says the future with AI is scary. I think it's interesting. People can. I think the reason it's scary for most crypto people is that, first off, AI and the rise of quantum computers as well will make it to where it's very easy to crack a lot of the cryptography in a lot of crypto networks. So yes, absolutely. And that's why it's great, because that's exactly what I was talking about, brother. Holy shit. You just read my mind, because we were just anyway. So yeah, basically AI, like I said, the rise of quantum computers, it's going to be able to easily, eventually, quickly crack a lot of the cryptographies that are in these, and then the networks are fucked. So if you think that Bitcoin is a safe investment, or any crypto really, it's not even an investment. It's a digital liability. You're literally trading your money away for a string of data. You can't even trade that string of data in for gold. So why even bother, right? So that's why I think that Bitcoin will eventually meet its end, and a lot of people will soon realize that they need to get out of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a waste of time, a waste of money, and it's not real money. It's fake, phony baloney dildo shit. It's phony baloney dildos. But I am shocked at how many people believe in it, man. But back to P. Diddy, back to Trump, and back to Michael Saylor. These guys are obviously titans in the world of finance in a lot of ways, because P. Diddy is a very successful businessman, albeit a total freak with the freak offs. All right. And then we got my boy, we got my boy DT. Donald Trump's the man, by the way. Go Donald Trump. Oh, FGJ. Oh, Donald Trump's the man, dude. JD Vance in my pants 2028, baby. Before you go to bed here, let's talk aliens, LOL. Oh, you're talking about the structures they found under the pyramids. Interesting. So, I don't really know what to think about that. 8647. 8647. What are you talking about, brother? What are you talking about when you say 8647? Species 8472 from Star Trek Voyager. Anyway, let's see. Lizzie Toe says, I believe we have many Cuban communist people spies in my... Oh, really? I've been spreading... I don't know how legit this is. Well, I don't know how legit that... I don't know. So that's a bit of a stretch. That's a stretch, Lizzie. That is a stretch, Lizzie. Corporation's downfall. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I mean, it's an interesting theory. I don't know how true it is, to be quite honest, but it's an interesting theory, though. I do like hearing a good conspiracy theory. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of them. But we shall see what the world is bringing us. But yeah, the rise of AI is very interesting. Quantum computers is very cool. I'm a huge fan of the whole quantum computer industry. Seems like a stretch, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I believe on that one. I don't have enough data. I mean, you probably have more data than I do. I don't do a lot of research into. I do like hearing conspiracy theories, but I don't really go into the research. I guess I'm so focused on investing in shit like that I don't really go too deep into the rabbit holes, you know. But I will say this: Donald Trump all the way. Donald Trump makes me hump. Donald Trump makes me hump. I'm a Donald Trump fanboy, though. Shout out to my boy DT. Well, okay, we got 47 people viewing this. This is insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. Too many people viewing. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel, please. The more subscribers we get, the better. We're trying to reach that point of no return. Well, I was going to watch that Cornell West one, but I want to watch that actually. Hold on. I'm not going to put the audio on for you guys, though. Sorry about that. I'm a selfish man. But I do want to watch that one, though, big time. So, let's see. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me just a few seconds. How old is this? Oh, this originally aired May 17th. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I remember I had seen this already. Never mind. I thought it was kind of like a recap. Okay, never mind. I've already seen that one. By the way, everybody, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. Also, the more likes we get, the better. So make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. More likes, more subscribes. We need it. We're desperate. We're hungry for subscriptions. We're hungry for likes. We need the likes. Donald Trump and QAnon stuff. I mean, Blockchain Bandit says, weird how Hillary took oh, wow. Yeah, Blockchain Bandit said, you should find a way to show us what you're watching and let us hear the audio. I'm going to go to bed here in a second. So, Candace Owens is pretty funny. She's pretty interesting. She's a pretty interesting gal. She's obviously very controversial, but that's the great thing about her. She has her own opinion. She's very outspoken. I like that in people, anybody. And the one thing the left doesn't like is a black woman who thinks for herself. That's what they don't like. Candace Owens is a black woman who thinks for herself. That's what she is. She's a pretty cool person. She's got some wild interest. I don't agree with her on a lot of stuff, but that's okay. I like the fact that she thinks, and I like people who have their own opinions, come to their own conclusions. You know, it's kind of the best thing. It's all about individualism, man. How do you feel about Alex Jones? He's another true individualist. I love Alex Jones. He's one of the last few individualists. He may be a conspiracy theorist, but he's definitely an individualist at heart. And he's not a fan of globalism. He's not a fan of collectivism at all. Any sort of group think he's against it. So I love Alex Jones. Do I think he was right about the whole Sandy Hook thing? That was pretty big mess up on his end, but I do think that they went a little crazy on him as well. So I don't know. Alex Jones is the man, though. I'm a fan of Alex Jones. I don't really care who knows it because I don't think he's that bad of a person. You know, if you think he's that bad of a person, then whatever. But you know, a lot of these people that people call Nazis, I've watched a lot of these people, and they're far from it. You shouldn't throw around the word Nazi. I think that's another thing that pisses me off is when people throw that word around. And if you tell me that somebody's a Nazi and you're like hyperbolic about everything and you're saying, Nazi, 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 he's a Nazi, then I'm going to end up watching them because you told me not to and because I doubt they're a Nazi. Anybody who's hyperbolic and calls somebody a Nazi, it's probably not true. They're probably not a Nazi. That's what I'm getting at. And I don't trust overly hyperbolic people. They piss me off. Like, stop being so fucking hyperbole is just, ugh. Stop it. Get some help. Anyway. Blockchain Bandit said he really is awesome. I'm a fan. I know many think he is a psyop. I love Alex Jones. And why would they think he's a psyop? Lizzie Toad says, sorry, had to take a bathroom break. Oh, it's fine. That's fine, Lizzie. I appreciate you guys. This is a very interesting chat right now, man. I got Blockchain Bandit and Lizzie really igniting some interesting discussion right now. I'm having fun with this. I'm trying not to go to bed yet. I'm trying my best. I really am surprisingly a lot more tired than I realized. But I need to do more videos like this where I talk about how like Diddy invests and how Trump invests, and I might even do oh god, that scared me for a second. I heard, damn, you're very sexy, and I realized it was the that freaked me out for a second, man. Jesus, damn, you're very sexy. Let's see. Blockchain Bandit says, you ever thought about having folks call in for 4-minute or so sessions to discuss topics that seem to generate high viewership? Oh, okay. I said, oh, I see what you're saying. Just have people call in. Like I can have people call in. Like I could have like a text now phone number or something like that and tell people, hey, call this phone number and let's get you on. Yeah, good night, you guys. I gotta call it a night, to be honest. Normally, I would love to stay up and chat. Nice live. God bless. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you guys can. The more likes we get, the more subscribes we get, the better. It helps the channel big time. So If you guys can, you don't have to, but Lizzie and Blockchain Bandit, if you guys can, subscribe to this. It costs nothing. Anybody who's still watching, please subscribe. Like I said, the more subscribes, the better. Thank you, Blockchain Bandit. I appreciate it, man. And I'm trying not to beg too hard for subscriptions either. I don't like sounding desperate, but, I am trying to, get people to get in on this, man. Let's see. Good night. Thank you, Blockchain Bandit. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys do what Blockchain Bandit does and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah. But I do want to thank you guys for viewing. I really do. I got to hit the hay. I just realized how tired I am. This is a lot of fun, though. I appreciate you all. I will probably do a live stream tomorrow, maybe? I'm thinking tomorrow. And it's going to be sexy. And give me 1 second, actually. Well, I'm uploading a couple things real quick to... I think I should do some call-ins. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be very entertaining to have people call into the show. I'm using just like a...
You're very sexy.
Oh, shit, I got subscribed. Somebody subscribed. Blockchain Bandit subscribed. Thank you, Blockchain Bandit. I appreciate you, G-Dog. Hell yeah. Huh. What a beast. I'm the man. Who's the man? Who's the man with the plan? I'm the man. I don't give a damn. I'm the man. Ooh. I'm the man. I got gas in the tank. I got money in the bank. I got news for you, baby. You're looking at the man. I got skin in the game. Heading for the Hall of Fame. I got news for you, baby, baby. You're looking at the man. Right hand of God. First in command. My testimony. I'll take the stand. Who's the man? Who's the man? I'm the man. I'm the man. Who's the man with the plan? I'm the man. Who's the man? Who's the man? I'm the man. I'm the man. I don't give a damn. I'm the man. Ooh. Oh. 'Cause I'm the man. I got gas in the tank. I got money in the bank. I got news for you, baby. You're looking at the man. I got skin in the game. Heading for the Hall of Fame. Let's see. Blockchain Bandit says, hope Lizzie calls in. I'm curious how spies. Totally spies. I don't know. Yeah. It's possible. Who knows? Anything's possible these days. We live in a wild, crazy world. With all sorts of shit. Why do I hate Bitcoin so much, you guys? Why does Bitcoin not give me a boner? Gives everybody else a boner, doesn't give me a boner. Jarvis, can you please help me get an erection? When it comes to Friday, now is earn, woo. Don't try to teach me. Got nothing to learn. Let's see, Blockchain Bandit says Barron Trump for president, but for real, who is up for next after Trump? I think JD Vance Vance in my pants 28. I'll go JD Vance for sure. I'm a huge Vance fan, man. I'd rather have Vance in my pants than walls on my balls. I'll say that. Hey, get that rest, man. Get that rest. Yeah, go to bed, man. Go to bed. Just do your thing, man. Do your thing, and I gotta get to bed myself. Love you guys. I appreciate y'all. You guys are really helping me out more than you realize. Just everybody subscribing, everybody liking the video, everybody just watching the video in general, man. It means a lot. It honestly means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys on the other side. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna get that rest, and thank you again. This is just an opportunity, man. It's a good opportunity.